The New York Mets are playing right now the second game of this 3-game set. The Mets lost the first game 2-1, only scored 1 run in the game in the first inning with a Juan Soto home run. And let's see if they can be able to get the bats going in this game. Let's see if the Mets. Carson Bench, Bo Bichette, the normal lineup. Soto, Brett Beatty, though, moved up to the cleanup spot. Vientos moved to the 5th. A.J. Ewing, Simeon. The DH is going to be Melendez. And then we got Luis Torrens there as the catcher. Look, can the Mets get themselves back in winning ways? Me personally, the way I'm feeling, Mets gotta win these next 2 games. They gotta win. Every time they play this Marlins team, it is always a battle when they play this Marlins team. And look, in my opinion, the Mets gotta get the job done. Mets gotta get themselves these next 2 games going into the last 6 games of the month of May. And look, without a doubt, I mean, if you're the Mets, you cannot afford to get swept. If the Mets lose this game, they will be, on this road trip under 500, which it's a 7-game road trip. If they lose this game, they will fall to 2-4. And the best that they could be is 3-4. But now, if the Mets do win this game, they'll be 3-3 on this 7-game road trip, with the final game coming tomorrow at 1:40 Eastern time. So let's see if the Mets can be able to pull it off. New York Mets and the Miami Marlins. These 2 teams are going to also play next week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Citi Field. Yes, shout out to Jared for sending the hat and mustache. Dan, yes, good afternoon, Jared. And I will be streaming Dan the next game tonight. Here's the first pitch to Benj. Benj takes a strike in there. No balls and 1 strike. Look, if you are in New York, if you are in Toronto, some areas is a ton of rain. Yankees game got postponed for a doubleheader in the month of September. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bench takes outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So there's a lot of rain. Look, for me, right now, technically, I shouldn't be here. But because of all the rain in Toronto and in Ontario, the 2 baseball games I was supposed to coach, Bench takes a strike. Those 2 games I was supposed to coach ended up getting postponed. And the baseball game that I was supposed to be playing in at 7 p.m. Eastern time, it is also postponed because in Canada, all jokes aside, I'm going to tell you now, here's the 1-2 pitch. Benj, did he go? Ooh, he stopped it in time. I thought Benj went there. Definitely thought he went there. I'm in NC, and it was a heavy rain last night. Yeah, we're going through a lot of rain in that regard. What I was going to say, well, that's good for us. Yeah, from the New York Mets fan. Look, shouldn't be here now, but I'm here and I'm happy. And what else I was going to say is that let me see the 2-2 pitch first, and then we're going to go from there. Here it is. That's going to be inside and tight. Ooh, but the umpire calls it strike 3. That is going to be the first out of the game. Myers is 4-0. Myers is 4-0 for this team. And yeah, really, really bad call by the umpire in the sense of he took forever to make the strike 3 call. But let's see. We got Just Me So Chai. Hope it's clear. Hoping to be in New York, New Jersey soon. I definitely get you. Bichette, first pitch is going to miss high. 1 ball and no strikes. Mets got to get the bats going, without a doubt. Mets scored 1 run yesterday in the first inning. They were scoreless the last 8 innings. Got to score some runs in this game. 1-0 pitch to Bichette. I think Bichette's going to swing here. Let's see. 1-0. That's going to be in there. Strike 1, 1-1. We got Brad Barilla here on YouTube with us. What's going on, Brad? Aloha. Let's go, Mets. Look, in Canada right now, where I'm at in Toronto, it's a very cold day, honestly. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, I don't know. I know some of you were in the U.S., but for example, right now in Toronto, it's 48 degrees, but the wind is making it feel like 32 degrees. That's below freezing temperature. 1-2 pitch. Misses outside 2-2. So again, where I'm at in Toronto, it's 48 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels like 32. So it's pretty cold over here. If there was no rain and we were playing baseball, it'd be tough. 3-2. Bichette hits it off the end of the bat, but it goes pretty well. But that's going to be 2 quick outs in the first inning. So the Mets have not scored since the first inning in yesterday's game. Menino is here. What's going on? It's very brick. I really thought the Mets were going to win yesterday. I hope they win today. Yeah, I did think they were going to win yesterday too, but 1 run in a whole game. I mean, but look, for me, let's win these next 2 games. First pitch to Soto. Soto takes inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Look, he's been playing really good lately. Really good. And this is for my baseball fans. You can choke up for my baseball players. Just because you choke up doesn't mean you won't hit a home run. Soto was choked up when he hit that home run. We got a timeout from the catcher. Yeah, it's very brick here. So look, nonetheless, we are trying. Look, it's so cold. I had to put on a sweater. When I went outside today, I'm like, yo, I need to I had to put the heat on and everything because it's no joke with how cold it feels in the sense of the wind. And look, Juan Soto in wins, he's hitting 257, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. But in losses, he's hitting 349, 7 home runs, 10 RBIs. That's weird. 1-0. Soto takes a strike and he's going to challenge it. Is he going to challenge it? Yeah, Soto's going to challenge it and Soto's going to win that. That was a ball. 2-0. 2-0, that's a ball. Yeah. Soto wins the challenge there. Look, ABS is good for the MLB. I just wish instead of 2 challenges, it'll be 3 challenges. I really wish they would. Look, folks, don't forget, a lot of fans, baseball fans, they're stuck home because of how much rain it is if they're not at work. But send this video, send this live stream to other Met fans, even Miami Marlins fans. Let's go. 2-0 pitch. Soto takes a strike, 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch, folks. Here it is. Soto swings and misses, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was a good pitch right there. Look, this pitcher that the Mets are facing, look, I don't know a ton about him, but without a doubt, he is having a really good start to the season. He is 4-0. I'm going to give you some stats on him pretty soon, but he's pitching good baseball. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Soto, he is going to take 3 balls and 2 strikes. He did hold the swing. On Facebook, we got Almads Marbina. Shout out to Almads. Appreciate you being here. We are live, and let's see. We got people with us on YouTube. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Soto. Soto takes ball 4, and Soto draws a walk. He's going to be a base runner for the Mets. And they moved up Brett Beatty to the cleanup. Brett Beatty, look, Brett Beatty or Vientos, look, it's a problem for me with those guys being our cleanup hitter. In the month of the middle of June, I don't expect that to continue, even July, but for me, those guys shouldn't be your 4th and 5th hitter, in my opinion. First pitch to Beatty. Beatty swings and misses, strike 1. And that's with all respect. Beatty, I like Beatty as a 6 or 7 hitter. I'm okay with him there. Vientos, look, if he's playing well, some moments you want to put him as a 5 hitter, but you can't really put him high because he's not an on-base guy. 0-1, swing and a miss again, 0-2. So Beatty, I like Beatty as the 6th or 7th hitter. Vientos, 5 is the top that I would want because I can't put him in the first 3 or even cleanup because he's not that consistent. And first 3, I would want more people that are going to get on base in that regard. Pickoff attempt, and he's going to throw it away. Soto, Wow, the ball hit the umpire. Unbelievable. Ball hits the umpire. He got drilled by it. And Soto, there was nothing Soto was going to be able to do there because the ball just hit him. Where it hit him at? Hit him right above the ankle. Right above the ankle. That hurts right there. We got RB here. Have a safe Memorial Day weekend, everyone. Definitely enjoy, everyone. Hope it goes well for everybody. The Mets will be playing this Monday. 0-2 pitch. That's going to be strike three, Brett. And that's why I don't want Beatty being our cleanoff hitter. Because Beatty, look, that at-bat was not even competitive. It was just a non-competitive at-bat. 3 pitches, 3 swings and misses, strike 3. You know, like, you're giving respect to the pitcher. But for me, that's why I don't want Beatty as our cleanup hitter. And I get it. Mendoza's not been given a great position to be in. He's got to make things work. So I'm not necessarily complaining in his regard. But, Luis Robert Jr., I mean, with me, I knew he was injury prone coming into the season. I was aware of that. But his injury for me came out of nowhere, where this guy, are we ever going to see him in a Mets jersey again? Probably not. All jokes aside. I don't know how much is left in his contract, but, it's not good. Look, this pitcher for the Marlins, Max Myers, he's having a really good start to this year. He's 4-0 on the season. His ERA is 2.85, 60 strikeouts. His whip is 1.12. And look, he's pitching really good this season. He's pitching really, really good. He has, his last 4 starts, all of them have been wins in the sense of his team, at least. His last 4 starts, which was May 18th, May 13th, May 7th, and May 2nd, the Marlins have won all 4 of those games. The last time the Marlins lost one of his stats, lost one of his games was April 26th. So, look, something's got to give. I'm believing that today that streak is going to end and the Mets are going to get. And look, why? Freddie Peralta, let's go, man. 6 walks last Sunday. You got an extra day off of rest. 6 walks in your last start, Freddie Peralta. Come on now. We need to see something from Freddie Peralta. Sammy, would you bark for a galaxy? Would I bark for a galaxy? What is even a galaxy? And would I bark? Nah, chill. I ain't about to bark. What's a galaxy though? What is that, like a type of gift or something like that? Yeah, I ain't trying to do all of that. Here's the first pitch. That's gonna miss outside from Freddie Peralta. Well, it's the second pitch actually. He falls behind 2-0. ABS should just be standard. No need for a challenge. Interesting. I agree. 2-0 pitch. That's gonna be popped up. Is that, yeah, Soto's right there. Soto's in left field today. He is going to make the first out of this inning. A galaxy is a gift. It's 1,000 coins. Look, I would love to, but I mean, of course, I wouldn't. It's always nice to receive gifts and so forth, but to bark for a galaxy, chill. I ain't about to bark for that. Chill. Let's see here. Peralta right now got the first out in 3 pitches. Here is the next pitch. That's going to be popped up also as well. So Beatty's there at third base. That's going to be 4 pitches, 2 outs. So just like yesterday, was it yesterday or was it Manaya? I think it was actually yesterday. Tobias Myers, something similar. Got 2 outs with 4 pitches. Mets have had times like this where they get a lot. It wasn't yesterday. So that means it was a few days ago, probably with Peterson. Yeah, it was Peterson. The last game versus the Nationals. He got 2 outs on 4 pitches. First pitch to Otto Lopez is going to miss inside. 1 ball and no strike. Look, so far he's thrown 3 balls, Peralta. 2 of them are outs because of swinging and popping them up. So here's the 1-0 pitch. He's going to hit that ball pretty well to center field. But A.J. Ewing is there. So that's going to be a 6-pitch inning. 6-pitch inning. We are going now to the 2nd inning. Did you see Tong's pitch yesterday? Seemed like he developed a new pitch mix. Look, Tong definitely made some. Look, that, all right. If there's one thing that we see about Jonah Tong, his struggling can be justified just a little bit because he's been throwing a lot of new pitches, which is good. Johnny Gambles, do you make money for doing this? Look, right now, people send gifts and TikTok pays you for getting views along the lines. Right now, I'm not making, crazy money, but I can't say no. I could say yes to that. But TikTok and between gifts and even on YouTube, I've gotten some tips. So, I'll say that, yeah. But look, I gotta keep growing. I gotta keep doing a better job. I gotta keep doing a better job and making sure that these videos, these live streams spread out, because personally, I know a lot of Met fans that they do the Met news, Met podcast coverage of the games, but I don't know a lot of Met fans that do live streams like this. So that's why I wanted to do this. Johnny Gamble's nice. You already know. I got to keep getting better. As we keep growing, I believe we're going to do more and be able to have more condition, more budget here. Cavs are 9-10 at home, or 9 of 10 at home. In the last 10, we are cooked. Look, I do think the Cavs possibly will win tonight, but I still pick the Knicks in the series. We got Star Wars is here. Star Wars is here. Star Wars said Sanchez is a Cy Young candidate. What's his record, Star Wars? Let me know how he's doing. I can't believe the Mets are not going to play the Phillies until next month, in the month of June. Some Mets streams are so annoying. You got a good thing you're building. Hey, just me. I really, really appreciate it. First pitch to Vientos. He's going to take a ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Look, I'm looking for a signature start from Freddie Peralta. At least 7 innings. That's what I'm hoping for. At least 7 innings. Mets get him some run support. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's going to miss inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Oh, yeah, definitely Knicks are winning the series. 100%. Look, let's go Knicks, man. I want to see this team make it to the finals. The Knicks game, okay, they're playing tonight, Saturday, and then tomorrow, Sunday, will be the Spurs and OKC. 2-0 pitch. That's going to be hit. And it's going to be a base hit. Wow. The way that he hit that ball was kind of weird, but they had him played with, they had him played to pull, and the hole between second and first was wide open. Second baseman was pretty much even with the bag, and that's going to be a leadoff single for the Mets. Look, tomorrow is the Spurs and Thunder. Must win for the Spurs. If the Spurs lose tomorrow, it's a good chance it's over. I don't see OKC losing 3 in a row. AJ Ewing is up. Do you put him to bunt here? Let's see here. He's batting 6th today. First pitch. He's going to take a ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Let's go, Mets. Seems like the Thunder have figured out a way to contain Wemby. Jarrett, 100%. 100%. So look, tonight, after this game, we're doing Knicks and Cavs. Tomorrow, we're doing... All right, let me say this first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. AJ Ewing takes a strike, 1-1. Look, the rain in Toronto, Canada is really bad. So I have 2 games to coach tomorrow. With all the rain today, I don't think the fields will be ready tomorrow, realistically. But if they are ready tomorrow, 1-1 pitch, AJ Ewing takes a ball. If the fields are ready, which I doubt because of how cold and rainy it is, it's not hot, I think that I will live stream the Mets game at 1:40 p.m. versus the Marlins, and then I would come back at nighttime for the Spurs and Thunder. And then Monday, I as well will be live streaming the Knicks and Cavs game 4. 2-1. AJ Ewing's going to foul that ball away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Look, tomorrow's a must-win for the Spurs. Spurs cannot lose this game. They absolutely must win this game. Absolute must. Absolute must. Cannot afford to lose this game, folks. Let's see the 2-2 pitch here to AJ Ewing. Here it is. AJ Ewing grounds it. Just put it in play enough to stay in the at-bat. We got Willem Vander on Instagram, shout out to you. We got Almads Mar on Facebook. Shout out to you for being here. We got people with us on YouTube and also TikTok. Here's the 2-2 pitch to AJ Ewing. Here it is. Strike 3. Oh my gosh. Look, AJ Ewing, I'm not mad at him. He's a rookie. I still don't like him hitting 6th. I don't like Mendoza putting him up in the lineup. Because look, I've played on a baseball team, and the Mets are the first time in franchise history to only play one divisional opponent in the first 50 games, which was the Nationals. It's amazing. I agree with that. Here's the first pitch of Simeon. Simeon takes a ball. Look, I'm on a baseball team. When you get moved from, let's say, the 8th, 7th part of the lineup and get moved to 6th or 5th, sometimes if you don't protect your mentality, you'll start pressing. It's a real thing. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Simeon. Simeon hits it hard, but that's going to be a tailor-made double play. They're going to get one, and they're going to get the double play, and that's going to end the inning, folks. Hit the ball really, really hard. End of the inning. We are going now to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Look, Mets have not scored for the last 10 innings. Last time the Mets scored was in the 1st inning of this game. And look, this Miami Marlins team, they just play the Mets tough. They just play this team tough. The Mets just time and time again, they just have trouble with this team. And look, the Mets can beat the Marlins 100%, but it doesn't change the fact that the Mets struggle with this team a lot. They really, really do. And it's very, very, frustrating. Very, very frustrating that time and time again, they just continue to struggle with this, with this team. But look, nonetheless, we got to believe that the Mets are going to figure it out, because the Marlins are a team that arguably they're in the Mets' head. I mean, in 2007, 2008, made the Mets choke the last series of the year. Last year, history repeated itself in 2025. I mean, this is a team that has just tormented the Mets. And look, the Mets are going to have to figure this team out, and they're going to have to start beating this team, because I want to check ahead of time to even see, when they're going to be playing this team more. But I know that they're going to be playing the Marlins a lot more coming up. They're going to be playing the Phillies, the Braves. The Mets are going to have a lot of division games coming up very, very soon, because of in the first 50 games, they literally played one division opponent, which was the Nationals. And, that's very, 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 very different. Let's say that. So Mets are going to have to figure out this team. They're going to have to find a way to beat this Marlins team. Star Wars says 37 2/3 scoreless innings and is 5-2. Wow, that's amazing. Most losses when allowing 1 or 2 runs. The Mets are tied with the Rangers. Freddie Peralta's first pitch is going to be another ball. So Freddie Peralta has thrown 7 pitches in this game. 7 pitches in this game, 4 balls. But he's gotten 3 outs. Unbelievable. 1-0 pitch. He throws another ball, but he did swing. He couldn't check his swing. That is going to be strike 1 there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Look, Freddie Peralta's control is looking like a problem. In my opinion, his control is looking like a problem. Yeah, I'm ready for the New York Knicks. Let's hope the New York Knicks make the finals, Ethan. Misses again, 1 ball. So if this hitter, Stowers, did not swing, we're talking about a 3-0 count. We're talking about 9 pitches, 6 balls? 2-1. That's going to be popped up a mile high. Brett Beatty's going for it. Is he going to run out of room? Brett Beatty, yep, he is going to run out of room. He's going to get now, it's a 2-2 count. He's throwing a lot of balls. His control, look, do I like Freddie Peralta? Yes, I do. He has experience, but if I'm the Mets, and I understand we're still early in the year, how can you give this guy 2-2 pitch, ball 3? How can you give this guy anything more than a 3-year deal? Would I give him a 3-year deal? Maybe. But a 4-year and above? How? 3-2. Strike 3. Good pitch there. He's not a bad pitcher. I'm not saying he's a bad pitcher, but, you know, I mean, he's very heavily struggling with balls and strikes. I mean, he is not throwing a lot of balls and strikes, and he's gonna have to figure it out because this Mets team, they brought him in. They gave up Jet Williams and Brandon Sproat, you know, and he's the rental pretty much. Here's the first pitch from Peralta. He's gonna miss low, 1 ball, no strike. So he's thrown, how many pitches has he thrown? He has thrown 13 pitches, if I'm not mistaken, 7 balls, 6 strikes. It's not a good ratio. Here's the 1-1-0-1. I mean, the 1-0 is now 2-0. He throws another ball. So we're seeing a lot of this from Freddie Peralta. We're arguably seeing, if this Marlin team wasn't swinging, 2-0 pitch, 3-0. I don't understand what's going on with him. If this Marlins team and these first 4 batters did not swing the bats, we're arguably talking about maybe Peralta has 2 walks already. All jokes aside, 3-0. Just 4-pitch walk. I mean, I don't get that, man. Like, what the hell was that, man? Like, it was a complete non-competitive at bat. Brad Barilla, he needs Jeremy Hefner. I think so, because look, I don't get it, you know? We got my boy Bacon is here sending the fireworks. I appreciate you, my boy Bacon. Let's see. People say Mets season over, but do you remember 2019? That's gonna be a base hit. Next pitch is a base hit, so now the Marlins have first and second. And he has first and third because the runner went to third base. Unbelievable. Caught the Mets sleeping right there. Caught them sleep. And I'm sorry, they have second and third because the runner going to third took second base. Wow. Look, this Mets team, when they play the Marlins just run circles around them. They run circles around this team, and this Mets team has to play better baseball against this team, man. Strike 1 to Owen Casey. Jeez, man. Already we're in danger of being down 2-0. Look, this Mets season is not over, though. Yo, cuz I'm at the beach at Florida right now. Hey, Nate, that's fire, man. Enjoy. 0-1 pitch. Misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bro, did you see the gift? I do see it. We got one from Jarrett, and we got from my boy Bacon. I really, really appreciate the support right there. Dan 1, I'm not sure. Did you send one to me, Dan? I'm not too sure. Here's the 1-1 pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. The Mets got the bad end of the deal. Look, I'm very disappointed with Peralta. I'm telling you, this guy, like, he has not been good. He hasn't. He's been okay. I give him, he's been okay. 2-1 pitch. Hit hard. Base hit. 2-0 now. Marlins lead. And that may be another double. Yep. Owen Casey drove in all 4 runs for the Marlins. Marlins lead 2-0. This guy, Freddie Peralta, man, I'm telling you, man, like, I'm really, really disappointed with Freddie Peralta because, I mean, you know, it's just like Freddie Peralta. Okay, Peralta, you're facing the 5th hitter in the game, and you 4-pitch walk him? Come on, Peralta, like, what's going on with this guy? First pitch, popped up, strike 1. Like, come on, man, that doesn't make sense to me. You get the first 4 outs in the game, and then the 5th hitter, you throw him 4 straight balls. 4. Not even close. 0-1. Did he swing? He did not swing. 1-1. Unbelievable. And what happens? Back-to-back hits after that. Mets now trailing. Come on, Peralta. What is up with this guy, man? 1-1 pitch, man. Here it is. Popped up. Is that going to stay in play or going to get out? It's going to get out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dan says it's $10. New York Mets fan, they definitely didn't get the good end of it. Dan, I'm not sure which one you're talking about, Dan. I love my most. I've been a fan since 1978. I'm gonna see here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ball in the dirt. 2-2. But my Mets are in a but my Mets aren't a good team. They're not a good team from Frank Rivera. Look, I can't argue with that. They've been playing better as of late, but they're not where they need to be at. Peralta needs to rethink asking for an 8-year deal. I'm telling you, Jared. I'm telling you. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Foul tipped. He foul tipped it off of like the bicep of Terrence. That hurts. The Mets are a mediocre team. Nah, they're not mediocre, Frank. I can't say that they're mediocre. They're not good. They're not the worst team in the league anymore. But, you know, I won't call them that. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Freddie Peralta, look, I'm putting the blame on Freddie Peralta to start off this inning. I mean, you cannot get the first 4 outs of the game and then the 5th hitter, you just 4-pitch walk him. Like, none of the pitches were close. Like, I don't get that, man. I don't. I really don't get that. I don't, man. I really, really don't get it. And it's frustrating as a fan. First pitch, popped up. Beatty's there behind third. It's drifting into foul territory. It's going to end the inning. But Freddie Peralta, everybody, gives up 2 quick runs. And now the Mets are trailing this game 2-0. And look, that's it, Freddie. You can't give up no more, man. That's it. You're cut off. You can't get. If Freddie Peralta decides, oh, I'm gonna give up another run, another 2, another 3 runs, it's over. Get him. He's done. It's over. Not winning this game, in my opinion. But let me see here. We need to get rid of Freddie. We were better off keeping Sproat and Williams. Look, I can't argue with that. Even though, look, Brandon Sproat hasn't looked good. He hasn't. But, you know, we gave him up for a rental. And look, I'm sorry. Look, I'm not giving Freddie Peralta an 8-year deal. I'm not doing it. If Freddie Peralta, look, the only way Freddie Peralta's getting a massive deal is, first off, the Mets need to go on an insane run and he needs to help them win and advance so deep and become amazing. Now, I'm not going to say that that's not going to happen, but, you know, I'm sorry. Dan says, I understand you're mad about the 4-pitch walk, but it's sports. It's supposed to happen. Dan, I disagree with that, Dan. Look, Freddie Peralta in his last 6 innings or his last 7 innings, going back to the start against the Yankees, he's walked 7 people. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Not even David Peterson's doing that. Not even Manaya's doing that. And then we're talking about Peralta, supposed to be our ace. He's over here doing that. Oh, it's unacceptable. I don't accept that. No way, man. This guy got to wake up, man. He's got to wake up. First pitch to MJ Melendez coming up. Here it is. Hit it off the end of the bat. 1 pitch, 1 out. My goodness, man. The sad part is 2 runs is probably enough to beat us. Look, it's yesterday definitely, but Mets need to score some runs. I agree. Look, shout out once again to Jarrett and my boy Bacon. I really, really appreciate the support. Jarrett's here, Sinatra's here, Blanco, Michael's here, Rayan, Lewis, New York Mets fan. First pitch to Terrence is gonna miss inside. 1 ball, no strike. Eberzon, user, Frank Rivera. 2 mini, Lewis, UN, Dami Fit, Blanca, Rivera. 1-0 pitch to Terrence. Takes inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Let's see here. So, Ethan said, I've been posting about Cade Cunningham. He deserves it because of the credit. Yeah, Cade is going to win an MVP one day, I think, Ethan. I think Cade Cunningham will win. 2-0 pitch. Strike 1 to Luis Torrens. That many walks is unacceptable for the 4th starter, let alone the 8th. I'm telling you. And look, I know Nolan McLean is supposed to be our our, I guess, future 2-1, strike two. But even Nolan McLean hasn't been good because Nolan McLean, the Mets gave him a 5-0 lead. I'm sorry, Nolan McLean. Even if you don't have your good stuff, you got to make that work, man. And he blew 5 runs. He gave up 6 runs in what, an inning and a third? 2 innings? You know, here's the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3, 3-2, full count. Can we put some of the blame on the hit coach? Frank Rivera, look, you got to. You got to put blame 100% and the pitching coach. You got to, because sometimes, for me, I'll tell you after 3-2 pitch, grounded foul. For me, sometimes the Mets are swinging in positions where, if you ask me, I'm saying, why the hell are they swinging? What are they swinging at for, you know? I don't understand why they would be swinging there, but they do swing. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That's going to be up, ball 4, so Torrens draws a walk, and now the Mets are going to have a base runner, their second walk of the game. Soto drew a walk, Torrens drew a walk. Let's see here. With McLean, I think teams are just being patient with him. No more swinging at the sweeper. Jared, I agree with that. He's going to have to make an adjustment because he's not been as good this year as he was last year. Not at all. Carson Bench right now, he's up. Let's see the first pitch to him. Here it is. That's going to be strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Even management needs to take some blame. 100%. David Stearns, look. If the Mets, I believe the Mets are going to make the playoffs, but I cannot predict the future. But that's what I believe. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's going to miss low, 1-1. If the Mets miss the playoffs this year and they sell, I'm sorry. I don't know how Steve Cohen is going to say we're going to keep Stearns. I don't know how. You know, I don't. Because his seasons would have been complete failures. His rosters, his decisions. 1-1. Bench takes a ball outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Yo, what's good? Mets got to string some wins together. Chris, I agree. I 100% agree. Now, this Marlins team, they frustrate me because they treat the Mets. I don't know what the Marlins have against the Mets, but this team, they always just beat this team. 2-1. Bench takes a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I think we need to step on the brakes with Nolan and saying he's the next best thing. He needs to prove it with consistency. I agree. Barilla, he's not better than Schlittler right now. Not at all. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chasing a stupid pitch to swing at. I know it's a filthy pitch. I know. That was a filthy pitch. But it doesn't change the fact that it wasn't a good pitch, man. That's just anxious right there. Marlins play like Tampa. Very scrappy. User, I agree with that. But look, when they play the Mets for some reason, I feel like that scrappiness multiplies. Bichette, weak contact. Oh my gosh. Inning over. Oh my God. Guys, look. I'm not a cursor, so I'm very, very happy about that. I do not curse. I don't say curse words. I keep things always clean on live stream and even off live stream. But this Mets team, they have moments where they anger me. Mets own them. Oh, wait. Okay, there you go, Jermaine. There you go. I get it now. You said Mets own the Mets in Miami. Marlins own the Mets in Miami. Look, and in Citi Field. I'm going to say both places. Because no matter what, whenever this Marlins team plays the Mets, for some reason, it just feels like they just play them so tough. I think Marlins dislike the Mets so much is because our fans own their stadium when the Mets are hot. That's a good point. I live in Fort Lauderdale. I stopped going to the games when we play the Marlins. Look, I can't blame it because I'm telling you, this team, the Marlins, like, they just beat the Mets a lot. Look, I'm going to see if AI can give me some stats. What is the New York Mets? And they used to be the Florida Marlins before. What is the New York Mets record versus Miami Marlins since 2007? It's raining a lot here in Canada as well, folks. A lot. All right, look, the Mets Yeah, it's raining really, really hard. Since 2007, the New York Mets have built a commanding 157 to 132 head-to-head record versus the Miami Marlins. But I'm going to be honest with you. It says here the Mets are 157 and 132 versus the Marlins since 2007. If we could find a stat for clutch games, the Mets are probably like 10 games, 20 games under 500. Because it always seems when the Mets play this Marlins team in a clutch situation, the Mets never win. They just never beat this team. Never. And that right there is absolutely frustrating. I mean, seeing Bichette swing at that pitch that he just swung at and that just weak garbage contact, I mean, strike one from Peralta. That is just frustrating as a Met fan because it just tells me a lot that these guys are just going up there and they're just doing whatever. That's how I feel sometimes. Like they have no approach. Times have changed. The Nats and the Marlins are getting better and they're no longer easy wins. Look, they're not. They're good teams. Even when they were bad, though, even the seasons when they were bad, they've always found a way to destroy the Mets. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Foul 2. Everyone is coming. What do you mean by that, Jermaine? Everyone is what? Let me know there what you mean by that. But without a doubt, this Mets team has got to wake up. They just got to. My goodness. Have a feeling the Marlins will only score those 2 runs. I don't know, though. With Peralta, 0-2. Ball in the dirt, 1-2. He did it with my Jays, very aggressive. Are you talking about the Marlins? The Marlins did it versus the Jays. User, let me know there. 1-2 pitch coming. Here it is. That's going to be weak contact. Peralta fields it. He's going to make the throw. That's going to be 1 away. 1 out in this inning. Look, this team has 100% got to be better, though, versus this Marlins team. They got. No, Bichette was never a patient hitter. Okay, you user respect. Look, I'm in Toronto, Canada, but I can't say that I followed Bichette before this season. I just know he was a good hitter. First pitch to Hicks, strike 1. But, you know, swinging at that pitch just angers me from Bichette because it was, you know, like, it was just such garbage contact. It just shows that 0-1. You were not expecting that pitch. And the fact that you swung at it, it's frustrating sometimes because, you know, I understand that some hitters like to swing at the first pitch, and I don't want to be mad at that. That's going to be strike 2, foul. But when things are not going right, you got to try to change something or make adjustments. Everyone is coming down to earth in the wild card race, even the Cubs. We need to make a move now. Jermaine, 100%. Are you talking about the Marlins or are you talking about the Mets? I'm not sure if Jermaine, if you're a Mets fan or Marlins fan, but look, I agree. If you're talking about the Mets need to win some games. They need to. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's hit gone. That's going to be a home run. 3-0. I didn't even have to see the ball go over. I knew it was a home run. 3-0. Freddie Peralta, man. What an absolute joke this man is right now. What a joke Freddie Peralta is. I'm telling you, man. I am very disappointed with Freddie Peralta, man. Really. Look, I'm not saying I expected this guy to be perfect. I didn't. But it's just he just doesn't give the Mets what they need. I mean, look, we are in the 3rd inning. You give up 3 runs already, and he gives up another hit. And that's going to be a double. Yeah, I mean, Freddie Peralta, look, this guy, I'm sorry. Freddie Peralta's, he's garbage right now. And I don't like criticizing people. I don't, man. I don't. I really hate that. But he's just bad right now. And I don't know, man. But I'm very, very disappointed with Freddie Peralta. I'm just wondering what excuse David Stearns is going to come up with his next interview. Look, can I be honest, Michael? I don't even want to listen to David Stern's interviews. All jokes aside, he is a great hitter, but he always swings at the first pitch and he battles. It was frustrating to watch at times. User, look, I'm telling you, Bo Bichette, if he's gonna be this, I don't know why do the Mets want this, you know? I don't. New York Mets fan, I'm telling you. Yeah, the NL Central has cooled off. Pirates and Reds have come back down to earth. 100% Sinatra. I'm telling you, Sinatra. I'm telling you, it's about to be 4-0. It's about to be 4-0 because this guy Peralta, first pitch, just foul. And as I said, it was just about to be 4-0. Foul just by maybe a foot down the first base line. Peralta don't got it, man. They're going to have to take him out. The only thing we could say that's good yesterday, Tobias Myers, Manaya, and Tong, I believe the three of them pitched, so the bullpen should have some type of relief. You maybe see Austin Warren early, way up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, this guy Peralta, man, where can I find the stats to how many strikes, 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 1 and 2. How many strikes and balls a pitcher has thrown? I want to find that stat. I need to find that. Where can I find the stat for how many balls and strikes a pitcher has thrown? I really need to find that. Here's the 1-2 pitch, folks. Ball 2. 2 and 2. Let's see. Not sure where I could find that at, folks. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. 2 away, excuse me. As Met fan, Peralta is trash. We gave too much for a 1-year rental. Look, Jermaine, 100%. I can't argue with that. Peralta, literally, he has pitched like a 3rd pitcher for our team, maybe a 4th pitcher. He has not been an ace. He has not been a number 2 pitcher. Maybe, strike 1, maybe a 3rd pitcher, more 4. But Peralta, oh my goodness, this man has frustrated me so much, folks. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Misses way inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's see where I could find the pitch count. Yeah, I need to find an app where I can find the pitch count for Peralta, but right now they are not showing that where I can find the pitch count for Peralta at. Right now, I'm going to have to check that out there though. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here it is. Misses outside, 2 and 1. Yeah, I'm not too sure where to find that at right now. Hit to center field. AJ Ewing's going back on it. He's going to make the play. That's going to end the inning. But look, the Marlins get 1 more run. Marlins lead this game 3-0. And the Mets offense has not scored since the first inning yesterday. Unbelievable. Let me see. All right. Peralta, I think I should be able to get here. Peralta has thrown 46 pitches. 26 strikes. I mean, come on now. That is absolute garbage. I mean, out of 46 pitches, 26 strikes, 20 balls. I mean, that right there is ridiculous. Unbelievable. Like, I'm telling you, this guy, for me, I am not giving this man an 8-year contract. But can I keep it a buck with you folks? If the Mets keep David Stearns around, David Stearns may be dumb enough to give him an 8-year deal. With the things we've seen David Stearns do up to this point, which, look, he hasn't done a lot of good. David Stearns, who's never liked giving long-term deals, it seems like he could be somebody to give that deal to Peralta, which I hope not. I really hope not, because Peralta, I don't care about his track record. That means nothing to me. What we're focusing on is right now he's been in New York and I give him like a C minus. I don't give him a B minus. I give him a C minus as a Met. Now, he hasn't been he hasn't been Kodai Senga, but I give him a C minus. He has not been good at all for the Mets, and they gave up 2 highly thought of prospects, even though those prospects are not doing great right now. But you know, if you're if you're Peralta, it's like, come on, man. Like, you gotta be better. You absolutely gotta be better for this team because you want to deal. The most, if I'm the Mets, most I would give Peralta, maybe strike 1 of Soto. Maybe I would offer Peralta a 2-year deal. 3, maybe, but no more than that. Hell no, I'm not offering him a 4-year deal if he continues this throughout the whole season. 0-1 pitch. Soto takes a ball. Peralta's going to have to have a 360 turnaround for me to consider offering him more. But with what I'm seeing, I ain't offering him no Max Fried money. 1-1 pitch. Grounded. That's going to be 1 out to start off the inning. And the Mets team, they just can't score runs right now. Since they played Thursday versus the Nationals, let's do this real fast. I'm going to give you all some more stats because I got to update you. And my bad, I haven't been looking at the comments on TikTok, but I'm going to get there in just a few more minutes because the Mets have got me a little bit angry with what we're seeing with the approach and how they're doing. Brett Beatty, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Let me go to Thursday. The Mets on Thursday, they scored 2 runs. And they scored those 2 runs in the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike 1. 1-1. So, since the 3rd inning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 innings. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 6 innings. Yesterday they played 9 innings. And today 3 innings. So, 6, 15. In the last 1-1 pitch. 2-1. In the last 17 and a 3rd inning, the Mets have scored 1 run. Come on, man. You guys are not facing Scooby. You're not facing Paul Skeens. You're not facing the best pitchers ever. And the approach just sucks. It's horrible. 2-1 pitch. 3-1. And I guarantee, I understand Beatty's in a hitter's count. He's going to swing at this pitch. I almost guarantee it. Let's see the 3-1 pitch here. Let's see what Beatty does with this 3-1 pitch. Here it is. Strike 1, or strike 2, excuse me, 3-2. Game is over. Mets aren't mentally prepared to make this comeback. I can't argue with that. I wouldn't let Freddie reach free agency. If trade him, we get as much as we can. Michael Cepeda, 100% agree with that. 3-2 pitch, ball 4. So that's going to be another walk there. Mets have another base runner. Peralta is worth the Manaea deal, $375. Manaea is way overpaid, by the way. 100% Manaea is way overpaid. Way overpaid. Manaea should have gotten 3 years, 45 maybe, with what he's doing. Need to get on base, 100%. I agree with that. Look, no 70, not 3-0. Wait. Almost picked off Brett Beatty. That's going to be a pickoff attempt. What do you mean by that, Lillian Rican? Oh, you're talking about the not 3-0. Yeah, this team, I'm telling you, Lillian, they're a little frustrating. First pitch to Vientos. Takes a ball. Pickoff attempt. Beatty almost picked off by the catcher. 1 ball, no strikes. It's over. Believe that's sad, but let's go Mets. Look, I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over for the Mets. I just know that they're really bad. Look, with the Mets, it's been rare that everything is going together at once. It's been rare. Like, even since the Yankees series, they scored some more runs, but their starters were no good. And the Mets losing Clay Holmes does absolutely not help. Yeah, Lillian Rican, I'm telling you. It's not easy. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Mark Vientos. Long hold by the pitcher. Long hold. Here it is. Vientos hits that ball well to center field, but that's going to be the second out of the inning. 2 away. We got Santo Felix. God bless you. I appreciate you, Santo. God bless you as well. Two outs in the inning. Let's go, Mets. Boy, folks, can I be honest with you? I'm getting to the point where I don't want to watch the Mets play the Marlins. I want to just turn this game off and watch the Knicks game. And that's how I'm feeling right now. But I'm going to be here. First pitch to AJ Ewing. Here it is. Strike one. Again, the Mets are facing a pitcher that is 4-0. The Marlins have not lost one of his starts since April. And right now, it's looking like that trend is going to continue, which is just frustrating. Here's the 0-1 pitch. AJ Ewing fouls it off. Quickly down 0-2. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I ain't going to go nowhere. I'm going to be here, folks. Hang in there. Don't leave. I ain't going nowhere. We can tell, Unc, you're crashing out on this. Nah, this ain't crashing out. Or if this is crashing out, my crash outs are very, very civilized because, you know, I got to keep it cool. I can't let the Mets get to me where I'm just frustrated, but it's kind of annoying to watch, to be honest. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He did throw him a breaking ball low, but he laid off. Mets have 1 hit in this game. It is a Mark Vientos opposite field single. That's all. Mets have scored 1 run in the last 17 2/3 inning. 1-2, strike 3. In and over. He did swing. In the last 18 innings, the Mets have scored 1 run. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Slight crash are warranted. Yes, I agree. But I'm telling you, folks. Boy, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm getting to a point like I don't want to watch this game. I don't, man. I want to watch the Knicks game. Or let me see what other teams are playing right now. You know, what other teams are playing now that, you know, we could enjoy their games. But look, I'm just talking. I'm going to be here. Blue Jays are beating the Pirates 5-1. Phillies and Guardians are in a rain delay. Giants are up 1-0 versus the White Sox. Twins are up 2-0 versus the Twins. Nationals are in a rain delay with the Braves. Royals are up 4-0 versus over the Mariners. Cardinals and Reds are tonight, 7. Dodgers, Brewers also at 7. The Athletics and the Padres at 9:40. Rangers and Angels. Cardinals beat the Reds. Oh, they actually have a doubleheader today. Cardinals won the first game. Astros beat the Cubs, and the Yankees and Rays game was postponed. Tigers and Orioles game was also postponed. I miss Pete Maine. He was everything. He got all the big hits, 38 bombs, 125. You can't replace that. Just can't. Look, Jermaine, but everybody's favorite GM, David Stern, said run prevention. And boy, oh boy, has he been accurate with run prevention, because the Mets are not scoring a lot of runs, and they are very, very much seasonal when it comes to scoring runs. So, look, it is what it is. I mean, this is the team that we're rooting for, folks. This is the team. This is the team. Here's the first pitch from Peralta. Here it is. Hit hard. It's going to be foul. Look, this Marlins team is hitting the ball hard off of this guy as well. Hitting the ball hard off Peralta as well, man. That's going to miss outside 1-1. You think Lindor, hold on. What's killing me and Steve Cohen is showing any sense of urgency to address the media. Strike 2, 1-2. Why do you think he hasn't been courtside during the Knicks game? He was actually at one Knicks game, if I'm not mistaken. Steve Cohen was at the Mets game last week versus the Yankees. I saw him appear on the camera. Look. Man. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. Nope, that just misses inside. 2-2. You think Lindor makes a difference when he comes back? I think so, but that's not going to help the pitching. You know, it's not. 2-2 pitch. Foul tipped. Gonna do it again. Dan, you know Unc is mad when he reads the chat every 10 minutes. Yeah, definitely. That's very true. New York Mets fan, look, I'm not gonna give up on this team as well. I'm frustrated with these last few games, but I'm not gonna give up. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3. Freddie Peralta started this inning with 46 pitches. I'm fairly confident he's going to get to like 65, 70 pitches before this inning's over. 3-2, strike 3, 1 away. I'm still heavily confident he will find a way to get to 65, 70 pitches before this inning's over. Ram Jam is here. Hey, Sammy, yes, this is who the Mets are so far. We can't argue with that. I'm telling you, this is who they are. And look, folks, it's 3-0, but we feel like the game's over because of the bats. They're not hitting. Owen Casey, first pitch. Fouled back, no balls, and 1 strike. Another day, another Mets show. Ah, boy, folks. Look, we can't give up on the team, though. It's frustrating, but we cannot give up on this Mets team. 0-1 pitch. That's going to miss low, 1 ball, and 1 strike. Owen Casey has driven in 4 runs in this series. 1-1. He has more RBIs in this series than the whole Mets combined. I mean, that is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Peralta's up right now to 57 pitches. I'll be stunned if he finishes this inning with 62 or less. I see 65 or more from him. Let's see, though. I hope he proves me wrong, though. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. Got 2 strikeouts in this inning. We got just me here. Aiden is here. New York Mets fan. Michael, Sinatra, Lewis, Jared is here. On YouTube, we got Jermaine, Santo, Ram Jam, Brad, Barilla's here. On Facebook, we got Almads. Here's the first pitch to Paulie. Hit, and that's going to be a base hit. Marlins have a 2-out hit. Ewing cuts it off to hold it to a single. And look, Freddie Peralta's about to hit 60 pitches with his next pitch. He's about to hit 60 pitches with his next pitch. I mean, this Marlins team, they run circles around this Mets team. They run circles around them. It's just the reality. They run circles around them, and it is not easy, folks. That's going to be popped up foul, so strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. They just run circles around this Mets team. Absolutely. And the Mets, they don't show heart against this team. I think that's one of the frustrating things for me when they play the Marlins. 0-1. Misses outside. 1-1. It's that us Met fans, like, look, if I'm a Mets player, me, and I'm coming into this series like, yo, we need to try to take this team out. 1-1, fouled away, 1-2. We need to try to take this damn team out because last year we had a chance for the playoffs and they sent us home. But I don't think Met players have that mentality. I mean, I could be wrong, but you don't see the desperation by the Mets, excuse me. I think Met fans are more desperate than the Mets are themselves. Because the Mets just, again, they scored 1 run in the last 18 innings. That's 2 full games. 1 run. And that was a Juan Soto home run. 1-2 pitch. Ball outside. 2-2. So Peralta, as I predicted, I'm going to tell you exactly where he's at. I'm I mean, they're showing the numbers. Marlins leaders versus the Mets all times. It's ridiculous. Peralta's 64th pitch. Grounded foul. Yep. He's about to throw his 65th pitch of the game. Unbelievable, man. Absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. But I'm telling you, this is who he is right now. Here's the 2-2 pitch right now. Pickoff attempt. He's going to get back safe. No one ever said it was easy being a New York Mets fan. 100% New York Mets fan. It is not easy. It is a challenge every single day. Every single day it is. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Misses outside, 3-2. So he's going to throw his 66th pitch. He started this inning with 46. It's going to take him 20 pitches minimum to get through 6, 7, 8, and 9. The bottom of the order. It's going to take him 20 pitches to get through that. And a large part of it is that he's all over the place. He's not pitching well. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It walks him. Walk the 9-hitter, man. Unbelievable, man. Walk the 9. And as I said, he's at 66 pitches. He's 4 pitches away from getting to 70. I mean, you know, it's just really, really bad for Peralta, man. Really, really bad. I mean, this man is just, he has not been good for this team, man. He's been a C- pitcher, in my opinion. Nobody said it would be easy playing in New York with so many great teams. Jermaine, look, I agree with that. Look, and the National League is better than the American League, statistically wise. There's not many teams in the American League that are playing good baseball right now. The NL has a lot more competitive teams, but I'm telling you, man. All right, and I will say this, folks. If I didn't, this is my first year live streaming New York Met games. If I wasn't live streaming, like if this year I didn't decide that I want to start live streaming, all jokes aside, I would have been turned off these games. I wouldn't be watching these games. All jokes aside. There's no way I'm going to waste my time watching these games. First pitch, ball 1. Umpire calls it a strike, but it was a ball. All jokes aside, if I wasn't live streaming and meeting great people, meeting new people, I'm turning this game off. I'm not watching this game. No way. No way I'm wasting my time with this. Fouled away, 0-2. No way I'm wasting my time watching this. No chance. No chance I'm watching this game. I can guarantee that. No way am I going to watch this game. But that's why I'm here. Hey, we're here, New York Mets fan. I'm telling you. We got to stick together. That's the only reason why. Only reason why I could sit through and watch these Mets games is because of the fans and everybody that we able to unite and whatnot. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Peralta. Pitch number 69. He grounds it. Infield single. But they're going to get the out at home. Because Paulie rounded the base. That was about to be an absolute disaster. Peralta left it. Vientos just got it. He couldn't field it cleanly and get it. But he looked home and he got Paulie, and the Mets get out of the inning. An absolute disaster was about to happen, and the Mets got out of it. We are thankful for that. But look, you know, I'm telling you, a disaster almost happened. Excuse me. And it was about to be 4-0. Look, can the Mets score some runs now? I mean, they got what, 7, 8, and 9 right now? Can they score some runs? That's what it's going to come down to. Look, if Peralta gives up no runs, I don't care. I don't. It's not good enough. 3 runs is not good enough. The Mets, in my opinion, you cannot afford to lose this series. You can't. And the Mets are right now in danger of losing this series. They're in danger because they lose this game. I know it's still early, but they lose this game, they lost the series. And tomorrow we have a 1:40 p.m. start. And let's see who's going to be pitching. It's going to be Nolan McLean. No, excuse me. It's going to be Christian Scott pitching. And look, Christian Scott, I mean, he has not been great. He's going maybe to the 5th inning, 4th inning. What are the chances of him going to the 6th inning, you know? So the Mets could very well get swept in this series, folks. Brad Barilla, the Mets have scored 1 run in the last 18 innings. 18 innings, 1 run. 18 innings. My colonoscopy was more exciting than watching the offense. My goodness. That's saying a lot right there. First pitch to Marcus Semien. He's going to swing. Nope. He takes a pitch. It's a strike 1, though. Oh, 1 pitch. That's going to be right to the shortstop, 1 away. Oh, man. New York Mets fan. Okay. You are the voice of reason right now. You are. All jokes aside, New York Mets fan, you are the voice of reason. What do you expect to happen in this game? Do you think the Mets are going to score at least a run? What do you think is going to happen? First pitch to Melendez. Ball 1. Please let me know. Let me know, New York Mets fan. Would you trade 5-inning Freddie for Kevin Alcantara, who is in the Cubs, top prospect, or Samuel Basallo? 1-0. That's going to be a strike. 1-1. Cepeda, look, I don't think the Mets can do it right now because technically it's still early. But hell yeah, if the Mets are not contenders, I'm trading Peralta for a top prospect. Hell yeah, 1-1. Popped up a mile high, 2 outs. 2 quick outs, folks. It's bad with these guys, folks. MLB average in a snapshot. Hitters are hitting 240. Wow. Averages all over the MLB are pretty low. 240 this season. OPS is 707. That's pretty low as well. That's like the statistics are really, really low. Terren's first pitch, ball 1. New York Mets fan says yes. Yes to what? They're going to just get a run? Do you think they'll win the game? Because I think logic for the Mets has left. Like, reason. Frustration has arisen. 1-0. It's going to be grounded foul. Like, I don't have much hope in me in the sense of they're going to come back and win the game. Now, I know that they can, but boy, I'm telling you. Mets either win 4-3 or they score 0. Yeah, that sounds about right, but I think the Marlins will score more than 3 runs, honestly. I don't think the Marlins are done. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, this Marlins bullpen, they are a bullpen that they have one of the best bullpens in the National League. Heard the Dodgers want Peralta. Maybe they can run. Maybe they can fix him. Just get him out of here. Look, Mets won't trade him now, but if they're not contending, they will. 1-2. Grounded off the pitcher's glove. It's going to hit. The shortstop's going to barehand it and still get him. Oh, my goodness. Terrenz just broke his helmet as well. Terrenz broke his helmet. Any other runner, that's an infield single. But with Terrenz running, I mean, ball hit off the pitcher's glove slowly, and he's out. 19 innings in a row. The Mets have only scored 1 run. It's really, really bad right now, folks. Really, really bad. Really bad for this team. And look, it gets to the point. Next inning, the Mets are going to have the top of the order. 1, 2, 3. I feel like if the top of the order doesn't do nothing, it's over. I think they will score at least 1 run. New York Mets fan, look, I love the optimism. If the Mets score 1 run, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, that's just nowhere near enough. But I will say this, folks. I am happy to be here with everybody watching the game. But 100% sure, it is an absolute no doubter. If I was not live streaming this game right now, there is no way I'm watching this game. No way. I would find something else to do, find something else to use my time with. No chance that I would watch this game, because this game just has the start where you're just like, oh my gosh, it just doesn't look good what we're seeing right now. It just doesn't. It looks very, very bad. And look, I mean, this is a lot what we're seeing. We got the King Sinatra on Instagram. I can't take it anymore. I'm telling you, it's no joke. It is no joke what this team is going through. Look, and still on YouTube, we have a poll on YouTube. I'm going to put the poll on Instagram, on TikTok as well. But 92% still think the Mets over the Marlins. They still think. We got Nunez is here. What's going on? Nunez, no runs. I'm telling you, Nunez, 1 run in 19 innings. Strike 1 from Peralta. Not 1 run in 19 innings. It's bad, folks. 0-1. Misses up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. It is it's tough to be a Met fan in this regard because of the things that we see. 1-1 pitch. Here it is. That's going to be hit hard. Is it going to stay fair? No, it's going to just go foul. If you weren't live, I would have turned the game off at 2-0 from Dan. Look, I appreciate that, man. I said it a month ago. These batters make pitchers look like they are Nolan Ryan. Bellstar, you 100% right. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing because, you know, I mean, 1-2 pitch. Misses outside, 2-2. It's embarrassing because the only thing you can ask, like, I know slumps exist. I know. I don't want to be fake and not be sensitive to that. 2-2. That may be a home run right there, folks. Maybe another home run. Yep, it's a home run. 4-0. Freddie Peralta. Oh, look. I'm going to give him a standing ovation. Freddie Peralta. I got to give him a standing ovation. I just got to. And a round of applause. Solo home run for the Marlins. The hitter Hicks. Marlins lead this game 4-0. And look, Freddie Peralta. He is amazing. Unbelievable Freddie Peralta, man. Like, here's the first pitch. That's going to be a ball. 1 ball, no strike. Freddie Peralta, he's thrown how many pitches? 75 pitches. Probably his last inning. I don't see him coming out for the 6th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hit. To third base. Beatty makes the play, 1 away. So he's given up 2 home runs. He gave up a hit. He gave up a walk. I mean, he walked a hitter. 4 pitches, no contest. That you just like, just frustrated with him. But Bell starts to send him to the Cubs. Just me. I'm telling you. Here's the first pitch. Pop them up a mile high. Simeon is there. Is he going to get called off? Benj calls him off. Benj makes the play. It's going to be the 2nd out of the inning. 2 outs. 77 pitches for Freddie. I mean, look, I have to be fair as well. Like, all right, look, Ram Jam, I'm telling you. Look, if I met these Met players in person, I can't just disrespect them. I'm not going to do that. No way. Here's the first pitch. Strike 1. Like, if I met these Mets pitchers in person, there's no way I'm going to go up to them like, yo, you trash. you're this, you suck. I would never do that stuff. That's just straight up foolish. 0-1 pitch. Fouled away, 0-2. I'm not arrogant to do that stuff. But if I had a chance to talk to these guys, I would ask them questions like, what goes into, like, why on one team you think you were so good, but you come here and you struggle so much? Like, 0-2 pitch. Pop them up. That's going to end the inning. If the Mets catch it, Soto's there. End of the inning. We're going to the 6th inning, folks. Marlins lead 4-0. We're going to the 6th inning. I would sincerely ask these players, because I don't believe in being disrespectful like that. That stuff, like, there are people that they will go to these players and say you suck. Like, even if I met David Stearns, and I know Met fans, they don't like David Stearns, I would ask him, I'd be like, Stearns, look, what goes into your decision making? How can you think that what in your head made you think that letting go of Pete Alonso was going to be a good decision? I would ask him questions like that. I would ask a ton of questions. I would be very, very curious in that regard. I would very much be curious with that. But, nah, bro, I would tell Stearns he's trash to his face. I would respect the players, but not Stearns. Look, while I know most Met fans would do that. I wouldn't do that. I would need to talk to him first. I would need to talk to him man to man, mano y mano, and really understand his mind, his thought process. But I wouldn't be afraid to tell him, Stearns, you dropped the ball, man. Like, you completely dropped the ball. I mean, you had homegrown Met players, Pete Alonso, Nimmo, where Nimmo, I'm not mad about the defensive aspect, but the bat, Nimmo's a better hitter than Semien. Vientos is our first baseman. I mean, Polanco, this guy's played like 10 games. I mean, I would ask him those questions. I'd be like, what in the world? And I'll tell him, look, you dropped the ball, man. He wouldn't tell you the truth, bro. I mean, look, you don't know that. You don't know. You don't know. Now, if I'm recording, he probably wouldn't tell the truth. If it's just a free meeting where we're just talking, I could say whatever I want at that point. It doesn't mean it's true unless I have the proof. We need to stop acquiring inconsistent ball players. I played baseball my whole life, and I've never seen a whole team slump at one time. It's like it's contagious. From Brad Barilla. Benj takes a strike. It was really a ball, but the umpire's hot garbage, and he calls it a strike. Oh, boy. Mets have scored 1 run in 19 innings. And they got 1 hit in this game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Benj takes a ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And if the Mets, let's say the Mets get a rally and start scoring some runs, I don't want to be faking like, hey, let's go. It's like, oh, man, they've got me a little annoyed. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be low. 2 balls and 1 strike. The relationship with Alonso just soured. I don't think it had to do with his play. I agree. I think it was more relationship as well. But where did it go wrong? That's what I'm curious. Was it that he hired Scott Boras? 2-1. Benj hits it to the second baseman. That's going to be 1 out. Oh, boy. Big inning coming for the Mets. Ram Jam. Look, I love your energy, but it's not looking good. I'm telling you. Whenever this Mets team plays the Marlins, they just don't do good versus this team. They just don't. It's just the reality. First pitch to Bichette. He's going to swing. No, he takes a ball, strike. He takes a strike, strike 1. We got to start getting rid of people. I don't think the Mets are doing that. We're not even catching a break here. Jay Nunez. What's up, Jay Nunez and Ram Jam? They're both talking there. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bichette's going to swing here. Yep, he definitely swings at that. He swings at a ball, fouls it away, 0-2. Mets had a 5% chance to win on ESPN. Yeah, that's looking very, very accurate. Because, look, damn, folks, look. All right, I'm going to keep it honest with you. Let me see this pitch and I'm going to tell you. 0-2 pitch to Bichette. Here it is. Bichette strikes out. Oh my gosh, man. I mean, you are swinging at a ball that's at your feet, man. Like, you're swinging at a ball that's at your feet. What are you doing, man? Like, I know that the pitches are nasty. I know, but these guys they just have no approach at the moment. Here's the first pitch. Soto takes a strike. Unbelievable, man. If they can do anything, I'm done. What? Oh, man. Look, Michael Cepeda, I'm telling you, I'm with you. I don't want to watch this game anymore. All jokes aside. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's going to be hit by Soto to the shortstop. Shortstop stops it. End of the inning. He got him. Otto damn Lopez. Otto Lopez. A Gold Glover when they play the Mets. Everybody, when the Marlins play the Mets, everybody is a Gold Glover. Every pitcher is a Cy Young hitter. Every hitter hits 350 and above when the Marlins play the Mets. It is absolutely frustrating. And every Mets pitcher sucks. And minus Clay Holmes last year. And every Mets hitter hits 100. Maybe 50, .50. If they come back, I'ma just say do it again tomorrow. Michael Cepeda, can I be honest with you? I feel you. Like, honestly, look, I know I'm repeating myself a lot. Like, I really, really am. I don't care about this game anymore. I don't want to watch it. I'm done with it. I mean, this game started at 4:10. It's 1:20. It's been an hour and 26 minutes. It's 5:36 p.m. And in an hour and 26 minutes, we're already in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mets are trailing 4-0. And Freddie Peralta, I had to give him a standing ovation. I had to give him a standing ovation because he just deserved it. Freddie Peralta, this man has been, oh my gosh, man. Like, if I met this person, I don't believe in criticizing the person, but I also agree with not backing down. But I would just ask them, like, damn, like, what goes on in your head, man? That you guys just, you just don't do the job. You guys just do bad. You guys don't produce. But then Freddie Peralta wants an 8-year deal. And you know what's funny to me? You know what's very funny? Freddie, and I don't want to just single out Freddie Peralta. I think this could go with many players. There are players that they could be like this. They could be this bad, and they will still have the audacity. First pitch, foul back, strike one. There are players like this. They could be this bad and still have the audacity to say, oh, I want an 8-year deal. I want a 7-year deal. Like, how did you earn that in your most recent year? How? That doesn't make sense to me. But there are players like that. And I get it. You got to get your money. I get that. But here's the 1-1 pitch. Fouled away, 1-2. But there also has to be a little bit level of humility where, damn, yo, look, if a team is offering me the money, I'm not going to say no. But if a team, if they're only giving me this, 1-2, did he go? He swung, strike 3. If a team is not offering in it, there's moments where you're just going to have to settle. But Freddie Peralta, this guy, man, it starts and ends with the players. They are the professionals who made it this far in their career. You don't just start forgetting how to hit an approach at every bat. It makes me think, where are their heads at? First pitch, Owen Casey takes a strike, no balls and 1 strike. Debating if I want to see a game while in New York soon. Just me. 0-1. Misses as a strike, but it was a ball, but the umpire calls it a strike because the umpire is hot garbage. But at least the game will be over soon. New York Mets fan, I agree. I mean, the Mets just had their top of the order. Benj, Bichette, and Soto. 3 up, 3 down. I mean, 0-2 pitch. Ball 1, excuse me. At least the game is almost over. Yup, at least it is almost over. I can agree with that. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Peralta. Strike 3. Saludos, the Yankees. No, Edwin, what's going on? Right now, even Scott looks better than Peralta. Look, I can't disagree with that. Peralta has not been good for this team, and the Mets giving up what they gave for this rental. No way I'm giving this guy a contract. But look, Met fans, I'm telling you right here. David Stearns, 0-0 pitch, fouled away, strike. David Stearns, I'm telling you, David Stearns would probably offer this guy a big contract. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I could be wrong. 0-1 pitch. Popped up off the end of the bat. Benj is there. Makes the play. End of the inning. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And look, Peralta could turn it around. He could turn it around. But I guarantee you Stearns will offer this guy a big contract and big deal. I guarantee it. I got to say, even if the Mets turn it around and stay hot trash, I have zero confidence in Pencil Neck. To build a team, I don't know what it's going to take for him to get fired. I don't know neither, you know. Steve Cohen has really let this guy pitch. I mean, he's really let this guy make decisions. And look, David Stearns, I'm telling you, he is just, he's not good. Sorry, my bad. No play today. Edwin, yep, no Yankees game today. A lot of games got postponed today. A lot of games. A lot of games have gotten postponed today in the MLB and in baseball leagues all around the country because of rain. There's a lot of rain. I don't think Stearns will go no higher than 5 years if they attempt to reassign him. But Jared, look, 5 years? That's too much for this guy. I'm not giving Peralta 5 years. Hell no. Hell no. I'm better off trying to get Scooble. At least Scooble. Now, Scooble could come to New York and suck as well. It's possible. But, you know, I would at least go all in on Scooble than Peralta. I mean, there's no way I'm giving Peralta 5 years. Hell no. I ain't giving this guy 5 years. I'm telling you, he shouldn't. I don't think Stearns should. If the Mets don't make the playoffs, for me, Stearns got to go. But I don't know if they would fire him. It seems like when it can't get any worse, the Mets say, hold my beer. From Brad Barilla. Brett Beatty's the cleanup hitter. All you need to know. First pitch is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. That's all you need to know, folks. Brett Beatty's hitting cleanup for us. Mark Vientos has been hitting cleanup for us. That's all you need to know about the team right now. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike 1, 1-1. Now, look, last week was a different story. The Mets won 5 out of 6 games at home. We were all very happy. The National Series, look, they split. But I was very disappointed with Nolan McLean. 1-1 pitch. Fouled. Swung at a ball. 1-2. I was very disappointed with Nolan McLean. Mets gave you a 5-0 lead, and you can't keep the lead. You give it up in an inning and a third. It's ridiculous, man. So the Mets should have taken 3 out of 4, from the Nats. But Brett Beatty strikeout incoming. This pitcher's in the 7th inning, Myers, and he's only at 80 pitches. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3. Told you, Brett Beatty, strike 3. Brett Beatty swung at the last 2 pitches. Both of them were not even close. 1 away. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Some consistent wins would be nice, but let's go Mets. Just me, I agree. Look, in the good and the bad, I'm with this team. But first pitch to Vientos. Grounded, foul. Strike 1. Mark Vientos has the only hit for the Mets in this game, and that was in the 2nd inning. What a shame, man. What a shame. What a shame, man. I'm telling you, man. Timeout from Vientos. This pitcher has 82 pitches in the 7th inning. He's going to go 8. Maybe even complete game on the Mets. All jokes aside. There is no hope in me that says the Mets are winning this game. There's zero inside of me. Could I be wrong? I hope. 0-1. It hit him. Mark Vientos gets hit with the ball. Mets have a base runner. Mets have had some base runners in this game as well. I mean, they got one hit. They got, what, one hit. They got a runner on now via the hit by a pitch. And they also got, what, three walks. 3 walks. And you know what's interesting as well, for everybody that's with me on Facebook, Instagram. Look, as the Mets struggle, fans stop watching. Because when the Mets are doing good, the live streams have more people. It's just a fact. But when the Mets are doing bad or they're just looking in that slump, Met fans don't watch. I'm telling you, they don't watch. We got 4 people on TikTok right now. Look, nonetheless, I'm happy for the 4 people we got, and I got to still push. But when the Mets are playing good, they're winning. We have 15, 20. Sometimes we get into the hundreds. But I'm telling you, when this team is not doing good, the fans don't watch them. And I agree with it. Why waste your time? I mean, look, if we could watch this game, and there's a timeout because Vientos is a little shaken up. If we had the thought, yo, my team, they fight, they're gonna come back, Met fans will be more likely to stay around. But when at least these last few games, it's just a disaster. If we go down watching High Expectation Sports. I agree. But a lot of Met fans don't have that. A lot of Met fans will say, look, I'm not gonna waste my time. Because literally, some Met fans get stressed, depressed over this. All jokes aside, they do. I don't let it get that far. Here's the first pitch to Ewing. Strike 1. I 100% don't let it get that far to get stressed or depressed over the Mets. But I get annoyed. I definitely get annoyed, and I start thinking, damn, Sammy, you're wasting your time. But nonetheless, because you feel like you know the outcome already. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. I want to think logically. Why should David Stearns, I can count on one hand the good moves Stearns has. And I can ramble for 2 hours on why he should be fired, why Steve Cohen is... Look, Michael, you're right. 0-2, ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not me. I watch all the games. Hey, look, shout out to you, New York Mets fan. You a real one. You are a real one. And look, folks, when the Mets win the 12-game win streak, I was still here, you know? So no matter how bad it gets, I'm going to be here. But it's very, very annoying. 1-2 pitch. Ball. 2-2. It is very, very annoying. Brad says, I've been a fan since the early 80s. I'm not about to stop. Hey, Brad Barilla, 100%. I agree with you. I really, really agree with you. It's just 1 run in the last 19 and 1/3 innings. Make it make sense. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. Oh, my gosh. AJ Ewing, what are you swinging at, my guy? What are you swinging at, man? Damn, he sworded him crazy, though. He sworded him like crazy, yo. That was funny, no lie. AJ Ewing just got sworded crazy. Strike 1 to Marcus Semien because he swings at a... Of course he's going to swing at that garbage. Of course. Good job, Semien. Of course. It frustrates me as well because I know that these guys could be better. They could. But they accepting this misery. 1-0-1. Grounded. 0-2. Quick. I mean, I couldn't even do nothing in this past seconds. 30 seconds. 0-2. Oh my goodness. And the Mets play the Marlins next week in New York. What can we expect a sweep there? I doubt it. But we can think that the Mets may get swept tomorrow, losing this game. Because, look, it's about to be 20 innings, 1 run. If you go back to what, 23 innings, 3 runs. 20 innings, 1 run. 23 innings, 3 runs. It just doesn't make sense with this team. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. Oh, foul tipped it. He foul tipped 2 of them in a row off the catcher, and that definitely hurts right there. We got Michael still here. Just me. Patrick is here. New York Mets fan. Jared is here. Ram Jam. Yup, Ram Jam. Ewing definitely has cooled off. Their offense, man. Jeez, man. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Simeon. Strike 3. No, he lays off. My gosh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, 1-2. Simeon, 0 for 2, grounded into a double play, and he's lined out. 219 average, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Did he go? I think he went. No, he did not go. 2-2. Like, Simeon could hit a 2-run shot right now. I don't think my mood will change much. Like, I don't think I'm going to start getting hype. I don't know. I don't know what could happen in this game for me to get hype, all jokes aside. Like, there's not much that could happen that's going to make me get hype for the Mets in this game. There's not much. You know, not much at all. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled again. Gary Cohen just said something, and I 100% agree with it. There has been too many games where pitchers that have been absolutely struggling, absolutely pitching bad baseball against everybody. And when they play the Mets, they become amazing. The Mets, 1 run or fewer in 13 of the 51 games this season. Tied for the second most. 2-2. Hit hard. Fielded by the third baseman. End of the inning. 20 innings in a row. The Mets have scored 1 run. 20 innings, 1 run for the Mets. 1 hit in this game. Now, I'm going to go back a little bit because now I want to see how many hits have they gotten in these last few games. Yesterday, let's see how many hits the Mets got in yesterday's game. Let's take a look. In this game, the Mets have 1 hit. In yesterday's game, the Mets lost 2-1, 3 hits. And in the game Thursday versus the Nationals, the Mets had 6 hits. So 6 hits, 3 hits, and 1 hit. You add that up, you got in 3 games, the Mets have 10 hits. 3.3 hits a game. They're averaging in 3 games. I mean, it's just very, very hard to watch, folks. Very, very hard because this has been something that's just been happening over and over with this team. Over and over. And look, I know that no team is perfect. I get it. And do I think I'm overreacting a little bit? Maybe. But it's frustration of sitting down and watching this. Like, it's annoying watching this. But again, as I say, I'm here not just to watch, but I'm here for the live stream. So I got to at least stay committed to that. Without a doubt, I got to stay committed to that. But the Mets only have 1 hit in this game. And that 1 hit came in the 2nd inning by Mark Vientos. It's an embarrassment. We got Wee Dog Demden from NJ. What's that mean? BXH as Mets. What you mean there? We dog them then. What you mean by that? I don't know if that's like you coming at the Mets, but yeah, the Mets have been just bad. Freddie Peralta's in the 7th inning, folks. First pitch. Fouled away. It's amazing. Freddie Peralta has not gone beyond 6th innings this year. And in the game where the Mets are trailing 4-0, he's gonna try to do 7. So they can give him a pat on the back. I mean, the least he could do, 0-1. That's gonna be a base hit. Yeah, Freddie Peralta's coming out of the game. Leadoff base hit. Freddie Peralta's coming out of this game, folks. Let's see if Mendoza keeps him in. I doubt it, but let's see. The least Freddie Peralta could do now, save the bullpen. That's the least he could do. Absolute least. We got Vegas Mets, my BBG plus 05. I need my money, man, DG. Look, dog, the Mets is not a smart time to be betting on the Mets. Not now. Strike one, fouled away. This Mets team, they are on one of those slumps. Again, in 23 innings, they've scored 3 runs. In the last 20 innings, they have scored 1 run. And they have 1 hit in this game. Ed Diaz, this team is pathetic. Look, 0-1, strike 2. I can't disagree with you, Eddie. I can't. Eddie, you're right. I mean, I can't disagree with you. Why does Stern still have a job? His roster construction these last 2 years needs to be studied because I don't know what went into this guy's head, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. 0-2 pitches coming. Freddie Peralta's trying to go 7. Here's the pitch. Whoa, way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For sure. Sorry about that, dog. Guido, you good, man. I appreciate you. We got Hot Pot Family. Hey, I just came to say hi. I can't watch this. Hey, look, I don't blame you. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for the live stream, I wouldn't be here now. But I got to be here for my Met fans because I always say we got to stick together. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2. I always say that us Met fans got to stick together, so I'm not about to bail when things are hard. Anis 940 with the love and hearts to you. Let's see here to get some more comments. I just can't fault the players, the entire organization to be held accountable. I agree. It's not just the players, but it's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. Hot Pot Family. It's all good. You all good, Rafi. Don't sweat it. I still appreciate you for at least coming by. Look, we're going to be live for the Knicks game tonight. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. We're going to be live for the Knicks game tonight. Now, look, folks. I don't know if the Knicks going to win tonight. Knicks have won 9 playoff games in a row. I don't know, but and the Cavs are a lot better at home. Let's see. But the Mets, look, at this rate, I don't know if I'm going to... Look, it's raining a lot in Canada, as I said. I don't know if I'm going to... Because, look, there's still heavy rain expected, you know, for these next hours. First pitch, Liam Hicks takes a strike. No balls, 1 strike. But, you know... I'm telling you, I think I will be able to live stream the 3rd game tomorrow. 0-1 misses 1-1. Yeah, Rafi, 100% Rafi. I got you. I know it's you, Rafi. Sammy, I got to jump off for a bit. Ram Jam, don't worry. I appreciate you. Hopefully I see you for the next game. 1-1 pitch. Grounded foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Last thing I need right now is a Cavs blowout. I agree with you, Dan. I hope it's at least a competitive game. I hope it's at least. They just can't put his together. OMG. I'm telling you. They just can't. They are... I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to send a prayer for the Mets, man. I'm gonna have to get on my knees and ask God to help this team because they need some help. But in the good and the bad, I'm a Mets fan. We gotta stick with them. 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Look, folks, don't forget, I appreciate every one of you being here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, help this channel grow. Rafi says I'm working until 10 p.m. Look, I hope you have a great shift, and I hope you multiply today. I hope you have a great one and you multiply. 2-2 pitch, popped up. Beatty's going to towards left field, and he's gonna make the play. Soto wasn't going to get to that one. It's going to be 2 outs. Joseph says, hey, at least you got 6 out of 5 inning Freddie. Look, they're about to get 7 out of him, but he's not good. Max been great. Max been great, though. Tough pitcher to go against. I dope Saucy. Look, I 100% agree with you. I do. The Marlins haven't lost one of his starts since April. But come on, man. 1 hit, man. Come on now. In 20 innings, 1 run. Come on, man. Come on. If Cavs lose one of these next 2 games, their season's over. 100%. Cavs must win the next 2 games. First pitch, ball outside. And the Spurs must win tomorrow. Spurs lose tomorrow, it's over. They're not going to win 3 in a row. At least I don't think. But you keep me in tune. Thanks, kind. 100%, Rafi. I got you. 1-0. That's going to miss. 2 balls and no strikes. Maybe I'll skill a New York game and catch the Mets when they visit my city next. Hope things turn around. Just me. Look, I agree with you. Mets challenge that. And I mean, I don't understand why are you challenging that. That wasn't even close. You're trying to steal a pitch? It wasn't even close. Yeah, 1 hit is definitely crazy. Dope. I'm telling you, man. They are not easy, this team, sometimes. Here's the 2-0 pitch, folks, from Peralta. He's trying to get through 7. That's going to miss again, but the umpire calls it a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. I have a good feeling they will score next inning, bro. A gut feeling. Hey, I love it. I love that. Let's hope so. Wish I had the money to go to the Knicks chip. I'm telling you, the Knicks finals games, those tickets are going to be in the 6 figures. 2-1 pitch. 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Peralta's up to 106 pitches. The most he's thrown all season. He's trying to go 7. Here it is. Fouled away. 3-2. Look, I would love to go to an NBA Finals game, all jokes aside, but I think the toughest thing would be that, like, the how packed it's gonna be. Like, if you go to New York City and you have to deal with all those fans, it's like, bruh, like, how are you getting home after? You're gonna be stuck in traffic forever. But I mean, I guess that's the price you gotta pay. Let alone you have to pay 6 figures. I saw a post that said NBA Finals tickets are gonna be around the 100K if the Knicks make it there. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3. Peralta gets through 7 for the first time as a Met. That is the only thing Freddie Peralta has done good for the Mets in this game. He saved the bullpen. That's the only thing I can give him a round of applause. I can give Peralta some props for that. He didn't have it. He pretty much gave the Mets a loss. Shout out to Ed Diaz for just subscribing on YouTube. I appreciate you. He didn't have it. He didn't do a good job. He gave up runs early, but nonetheless, he saved the bullpen. So that means that yesterday and today, and even Thursday to an extent, the Mets bullpen has gotten much needed rest. Rafi, my name is Sammy. Sammy. I'm sorry, but why is Freddie so excited? Bro, I didn't even see that eye dope. What did he do? Did he do like that fist pump and, you know, that? I mean, look, all right. I don't know why he's excited. My son had your hairline. Telling you, though, it be like that, but it's all good, man. Let me see here. Look, I save money on haircuts. I don't have to go to the barbershop. Dude, look, the only thing I could give props, Freddie won 7 innings. He saved the bullpen. Rafi saying the Mets are going to score now on YouTube. All right, I like it. Let's see, man. Let's see. What I was going to say. That's the only thing he did good today. Now, if he's trying to wake the team up, I'll take it. I'll take it if he's trying to wake the team up because, look, I don't want... all I've asked for from this Mets team is just to show some heart. That's all. And when you... Why do we love the 2024 team? Yes, they were 2 wins away from the World Series. We love that. Nice to meet you too as well, Raf. Rafi. But why do we love the 2024 team? Because they showed a lot of heart. They showed a lot of heart. Dude, imagine being a game 7 chips and Jalen Brunson hits a buzzer beater like Raptors game 6. I'm telling you. Strike one. Raptors game 6. Yeah, that one. And also imagine it being like Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. That would be amazing. Strike one to MJ Melendez. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Mets are facing a different pitcher. That 7 inning gets him 5 years, $200 million extension. Joseph, I'm sorry. He does not deserve that extension. I would give Peralta, me, 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Me. The most I'm giving Peralta is 3 years, maybe 25 million per year, 75. Now, I think he would take that as an insult. But from what I'm seeing, unless he drastically changes it, I'm giving him 375. That's it. That's my offer. 1-2 pitch. Ball 2. Now, I think 3 years, 75 mil is going to be considered like, bro, like you're insulting me. But for me, that's what I consider. Double and double now. He told me wearing a baseball cap since he was like 6. Bruh. They challenged and worked every pitcher they faced. 3-2. They challenged and worked every pitcher they faced and put balls in play. I'm telling you, Barilla, they made them work. And look, I'm telling you, I dope saucy. It's not easy. But look, let's see. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Yo, Melendez swings at a hot garbage pitch. Was never a strike. Strike 3. I don't like MJ Melendez. Why play him so much? Look, when Melendez came up for the Mets, it was good. He was okay. He was hitting. Now, his time is coming to an end as a Met. MJ Melendez, I say that with all due respect. I think his time is coming to an end as a Met. Strike 1 to Luis Torrens. His time is coming to an end. It's just the bottom line. It's just the bottom line. Easy walk, man. I'm telling you. But, of course, anxious, no approach. You're going to swing at that. 0-1. Strike 2. Quickly 0-2. My offer to Freddie will be good luck somewhere else. Joseph, look. If I'm the Mets, I'm trading him before that. I'm not letting him leave for nothing. I'm trading him before that. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled away. Going to do it again at 0-2. You need to add merch. Your first shirt should say, look, no hot garbage. That would be pretty funny, right? Just me so chai. That'd be pretty interesting right there. Who is the Mets team captain? They don't have one, Nunez. 2-0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Torrens. Beautiful, man. I'm telling you, huh? I should do that. Marlins is always killing us. I'm telling you. They New York Mets fans said that she doesn't even go to the games when they play in Florida. And look, that's a good decision because I think it's going to be a lot of frustration. Carson Bench takes a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Here is the 0-1 pitch to Bench. Strike 2. Quickly 0-2. Oh my gosh. 1 hit. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Grounded foul by Bench. Jermaine. Mets have way too much talent to be struggling like this. I see teams with far less talent, like St. Louis with a better record. That's embarrassing. For real. Thing is, we have no leadership. That's the problem. That's the big problem. Look, I agree with you. Jermaine, I 100% agree with you. I mean, what can we say, you know? Here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. And he's gonna challenge the pitch. It's a strike. Oh my goodness. Inning over. Don't even have to look at it. It's a strike. What are you challenging a strike for? Oh my gosh, man. Jeez, man. Unbelievable. It's clearly a strike. What are you challenging a strike for? Unbelievable, man. Rafi, I'm telling you, look, Mets about to get swept. Mets about to get swept tomorrow. Money Marlins total, that's not baseball. What do you mean by that? Rafi, I'm telling you, man, it is just, oh boy. They are just a mess right now. Carson Bench challenging that pitch. I mean, that was a strike all the way. I mean, I don't know what he thought. What was he thinking there? Marlins have just got the Mets number. They do. And these are where the jokes come in. Yeah, the payroll jokes. You know, the Mets have this payroll. But look, it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, it is just one game. Now, this loss only counts as one loss. The most frustrating thing about it is that the Mets are not scoring no runs. And I think, look, if the Mets lost this game 5-6 and they showed fight, I think we wouldn't be as mad. But because they look so bad, it's like, damn, son, like I'm wasting my time watching this game. And, you know, I could be doing other productive things. But I've already admitted to all of you. Look, if it wasn't for this live stream, I would have turned this game off probably after the third inning. 100% I would have turned it off. Brad Barilla, he wasn't thinking. I'm telling you, they're feeling the pressure. Marlins Pablo Lopez is hacking flagrantly. What do you mean by that, Guido? I'm not so sure what you meaning by that. But yeah, I mean, look. Oh my gosh. What an absolute. Like, again, if the Mets were scoring, you know, showing some fight, I think we would be better. We wouldn't be that mad. But one hit in the last 21 innings, you got one run in the last, and the Mets are having a Jonathan Pintaro. He's pitching from AAA. He's pitching the bottom of the 8th inning for the Mets. Let's see here. 1-0 pitch is coming to Stowers. Here it is. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, so I think if the Mets were getting runs, we would feel a little bit better. But literally, folks, this game started 2 hours and 2 minutes ago. It's about to be over. 2-0, strike 1. 2 hours and 2 minutes ago, this game started. And this game's almost over. Unbelievable. Here's the 2-1 pitch, folks. Strike, swing and a miss, 2-2. There is no player that starts yelling at the players. I don't think you should yell at the players, but I think you should tell players like, yo, what's up? We need to wake up. But then again, look, I will say this. If nobody's hitting, it's hard to talk when you are also not hitting, you know? Now, Soto's been the one hitting the most, but, you know, fake it till you make it. That's what the Mets are going to have to do. 2-2 pitch. Fouled. We're going to do it again at 2-2. So, yeah, I think that's the most frustrating thing about the Mets. I mean, it's the fact that their offense is hot garbage. It's bad. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Pop them up. Is that going to get out of play? Yes, that's going to get out of play. That's the most frustrating thing. It's not that the Mets are going to lose the series. Of course, you don't want them to lose the series, but, you know, I mean, it's just how bad they look. I'm going to head out. This team is ruining my mood. I'll be back for the next game. It's all good, Dan. Trust. Don't let them ruin your mood. Here's the 2-2 pitch, folks. Pop them up. AJ Ewing is there. AJ Ewing is going to make the play. That is going to be the first out of the inning. New York Mets fan, I appreciate you. Calm down before you pop a blood vessel. We're good. We're good. For sure, we would feel better. I agree. Crazy how a week can change my mind on a team Bellstar. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I bet 6-round robin the Mets. I'm pissed. Guido. Ah, boy, ball one. It's not. Look, there are moments where it's okay to bet on the Mets, but there are moments where it's like, stay away. Stay away from betting and hoping that they're going to bring the goods. Betting against them works more heavily. 1-0. Check swing. Foul. 1-1. But yeah, folks, look, I think that's the most frustrating thing. It's just that they haven't scored. Like, look, if the Mets were to come out in the 9th inning, they're going to have Bichette, Soto, and Beatty, Vientos. If they can come out, put together 2 hits, and just put together some drama, we can live with that a little bit because they showed some fight. 1-1 pitch. Popped them up, foul, 1-2. But to just now, to go to the 9th inning, go down 1-2-3, it's just like, you know, it's very, very disappointing to watch. Very, very, very much disappointing to watch. You know, the season ain't good when the goal is to get to 500. I agree. But look, in 2024, the Mets were in this same situation. Let's be fair. 1-2. That is going to be hit to Beatty. 2 away. 2 quick outs in this inning. 8 under 1/3 of a season over. And you still think they're making the playoffs. I mean, Joseph, look. I'm sorry, Joseph. I don't know where you basing it on. But we have seen teams. The Mets in 2024 were 21-29, if I'm not mistaken. And they made the playoffs. So, you know, respect, Joseph, for your opinion. I got mine. And I believe the Mets are still going to make the playoffs. Mets really need Lindor back. Look, I agree with that. I do agree with that. Mets need Lindor back. My Dodgers are cooked. Miguel, yeah, the Brewers are definitely looking. They are looking back for some payback because they got swept last year. All is not lost. I agree. Look, I'm just annoyed because I'm having to watch through this game. This is the type of game that I would just turn off. But because of the live stream, I'm here, so I'm reacting to it. First pitch popped up a mile high. So that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Pintaro. Bichette is there, end of the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning. Folks, we're going to the 9th inning. Can the Mets show just a little bit of heart? Just a little bit of heart? Just a little bit of heart? Just a little bit? Or is it going to be just a 1-2-3 9th inning? Shout out to you there for being though. We do we need Lindor to come back with vengeance and to be the spark plug if we want any chance. Look, I agree with that. The young guys, I'm not mad that some of them are up, to be honest. I'm not. But this team, 3 players, 3 hitters, Lindor, Soto, and Bichette. These 3 guys, I know Lindor's been gone for a while. Bichette has been like a D+ in how bad he's been. I know D+ is still passing, but I'm not ready to give him an F- just yet. Maybe a D-. I will give Bichette a D-. I'll give him a D-. But aside from that, oh my gosh. And these 3 guys, when Lindor's back, these 3 need to make things happen. And the pitching has to make it happen as well. Let's see here. Yeah, Joseph, you a Mets fan. I just got to leave it at that. Let's go Mets. You already know New York Mets fan. Sean, what is going on? What's going on, Sean, is that the Mets in the last, in the last 22, 23 innings, they have 1 run. In this game, they have 1 hit that happened in the 2nd inning. And look, they're just playing bad baseball. I mean, there's nothing else we could say other than they are playing bad baseball. And again, as I've said, and as I'm always going to say, in the good and in the bad, I'm rolling with this team. Bro, I hate this. The United Kingdom, all these games are starting midnight or later. Yikes. Strike 1. Yeah, I know the United Kingdom is 6 hours ahead, right? So, well, this game started at 4. So, and look, yeah, damn Marlins been hot. Yo, no, they haven't. 0-1. Bichette foul, bloops it. That's gonna be 1 out. Oh, the first baseman drops it. Easy out, first baseman drops it. That's fair grading. Mets have been very lackluster, Jay Nunez. Marlins have not been hot, folks. Marlins coming into this series, they lost 6 out of 7 or 6 out of 9. They didn't. I think they lost the series to the Braves. Marlins haven't. But yeah, I know this game started at 4. So that means that the game starts at 10 in the UK. A 7 p.m. game starts at what? 0-2 pitch. Bichette stays alive. 7 p.m. game starts at what? 1 in the morning, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1 in the morning. Yikes. You know, I mean, what can we say? You know, it's really not much we could say. Soto's up right now. Bichette, my gosh. 0-2 pitch. Takes a ball low. 1-2. So, Sammy, I'm going to start comparing the Yankees to the 98 team that won 125 games. Hey, if that is what makes you happy, by all means. But they got to win the championship this year. That's all I got to say. 1-2 pitch. Bichette takes a ball high. 2-2. Yes, but they kept it competitive in most of them, though. Yeah, Knicks game starts at 1 a.m. Yikes, Sean. Are you going to stay up for that? I will be live streaming that game. Here's the 2-2. And it should be 2 in the morning, actually. 2-2. Bichette, grounded to the shortstop. 1 away. Look, folks, I've never done this for Bo Bichette, but I'm in Toronto, so it's only fair. Bo Bichette, I'm going to have to give you a round of applause. I had to give him a round of applause and a standing ovation for Bo Bichette. I had to do it, folks. I mean, I just had to do it. Oh, my gosh. So yeah, look, I mean, this is ridiculous, but the Marlins pitching manager is gonna make a pitching change right there. It's gonna make a pitching change right there. Let's see here. Is it 1? I think it should be 2, Sean. Jermaine said, hopefully we can take our frustration out of the Reds next series. Oh, by the way, just beat us out of the. That's what I'm saying. The Reds are another team that the Reds. Oh my gosh, man. Judge slumping threw me for a curve from Weeder. I forgot the Mets White Sox go together on Saturdays. My goodness, man. I'm picking Brad Barilla. I gotta do it, man. That's the only way. No, it's a joke. You acting like the Mets are a good team is also a joke. Joseph, look. So Joseph, okay. When the Mets were 21 and 29, I know it's 2 different years, but when they weren't 21 and 29, like, weren't they a bad team when they were 21 and 29? Weren't they a bad team? You know? But they made the playoffs. So, I mean, I get what you mean. Like, intelligent baseball people look at this team and say, hell no. And I agree. But I'm betting on Lindor to come back and produce. I'm betting on, you know, a trade to happen. And Lindor alone, I'm really heavily betting that Lindor alone coming back can have an extreme effect on this team. I'm betting that. Because you know what? That takes people like MJ Melendez out of the lineup. That takes people like Beatty out of the lineup. And it, to an extent, kind of regulates your lineup. So I'm putting that heavily Lindor. Might stay up for the first half. I know there's some baseball tonight that doesn't start till 3 a.m. Sean, that's tough, man. Man, if I lived in the UK, wow, that would be tough, man. Really tough to have to stay up for all these games. Strike 1 to, oh no, ball 1-1 Soto. Yeah, I do got confidence. I do. I got a lot of confidence. I got confidence. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Juan Soto. Soto fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets have not scored since the first inning when Juan Soto hit a solo home run yesterday? Here's the 1-1 pitch to Juan Soto is coming up. 5 on the pitch clock. A lot of pitchers have adjusted to it. You don't see a lot of pitch clock violations. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Mets are in a deep depression. Look, it feels like this has been going on for forever, but this is what happens when you've been bad and then you lose a few games in a row. 2-1 pitch. Soto fouls it back again. 2-2. I don't live down here, just on vacation, but that's why it's messing me up. I love watching baseball. Sean, I agree, man. I agree. It's not easy at all. It is not easy. I can only imagine if I lived in the UK and I had to adjust to those times for the games. We got a timeout there. Almost a pitch clock violation. The catcher calls timeout. I think if you weren't a Mets fan, you would, Joseph. That's corny, Joseph. That is absolutely corny. 2-2 pitch, folks. Is a timeout, though, by the catcher. It was about to be a pitch clock violation. Let us see here if Juan Soto can reach base. Shout out to Jarrett being here. Jack Ace, New York Mets fan. Sean, I dope. Just Me is also here. 2-2 pitch, folks. Here it is. Soto takes a ball outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2. 3-2, folks. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Nardi to Soto. Soto hits it off of the pitcher. And 2 outs. Yo, I have not seen a series where the ball constantly hits off of the pitcher and it just consistently is going to Marlin players. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Off of the back foot, and every single one is just going. Sean, yeah, the Cubs definitely have been struggling as well. They definitely have been struggling as well. Tyrone Taylor's in right now. First pitch, ball 1. I haven't had a good Mets moment since Monday night when they scored 10 runs in the 12th inning. That's the last time. I know they won Thursday, but still, it wasn't great. 1-0. Taylor has himself the second hit of the game. Oh, my gosh. Tyrone Taylor gets a double. The second hit of the game for the Mets. Unbelievable. I have never seen a team that has done so less and still has more fans than anyone in baseball ever on the road. Sometimes it feels like a home game. The Mets do more fans than anyone. Wait, hold on. Sometimes it feels like a home game. The Mets do more fans than anyone. Need a chip, though. Look, Jermaine, I agree. I 100% agree. Vientos, first pitch swinging. No, he doesn't swing at the first pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mets need to have a safety meeting, smoke some good stuff, and help them relax and loosen up. I don't even think that's gonna help. Mets need prayers. I'm not gonna go that route. Mets need prayers. I'm telling you, these guys need counseling. 1-0 pitch. That is gonna be a base hit by Vientos. Unbelievable. So the Mets break up the shutout, and the Mets are now trailing 1-4. And we got Met fans cheering. Met fans are cheering. We got triggered. Dodgers have entered the chat. Look, you should have came in saying the 2-time world champs have entered the chat. I ain't biased. I'm a Mets fan. I'm a diehard Mets fan. But I ain't going to be salty. They're the 2-time defending champs. I'm in Toronto, and seeing them win that World Series there last year, it was no joke. Mets need 1 more base runner to bring the tying run. AJ Ewing. Here's the first pitch. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Let's see here. What's going on, Izzy? How you doing? I hope all is well with you. Let's see here. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded. That's gonna do it, folks. Game over. Mets lose this ball game. Marlins take the series. Mets lose back-to-back games. They've lost now 4 of the last 5 games. And look, I don't care that the Mets scored a run right now. But the Mets weren't shut out. I don't care at all. That means absolutely nothing to me. This Mets team, look. All right, just me. Yes, I will be calling the NBA game night. Izzy, I'm glad that you're good. Nats throwing a no-hitter right now, crazy versus the Braves. That's no joke. Look. Let me start off with this. The Marlins are not a great team, but the Marlins are not a bad team. We don't have to say that from Rick Simmons. Let's see here. Triggered. Okay, but Dodgers travel better than the Mets, no? What do you mean by that, Triggered? Triggered, love your channel, dog. Look, I appreciate the support. Appreciate the support, folks. Look, I'm going to be live for the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. At least the Knicks, hopefully they can give me some happiness in that regard, because the Mets, it has been brutal to watch them these last 2 Met games have been brutal to watch. Unbelievable. I mean, it has been tough to watch. And yeah, so I'll be doing that. Kurt, empty calorie points, 100%. 100%. 100%. Mets, hey, New York Mets fan, Mets will win tomorrow. I agree. I do agree. They will win tomorrow. I might have gotten turf toe yesterday. I'm not sure though. Oh, snap. Yo, turf toe hurts a lot, yo. Man. Hopefully you didn't do the Peter Griffin though. When he fell down. Mia's here. I just got brought back to life after that. Whoa. Mia, are you good? I hope all is good with you. I mean, I think you're referring to your San Antonio Spurs. They're struggling. But look, the good news is the OKC bench, I don't think that they will do what they did yesterday and score almost pretty much 70 points bench. I think Wemby will be better, and I think Dylan Harper will be better. I think the Spurs will win, because if the Spurs lose tomorrow night, Mia, I think it's going to be over for the Spurs. I definitely do think it will be over. Brad Barilla, as always, greatly appreciate your stream, my man. Time for me to get to my weekend chores. Catch you next time. Hey, Brad Barilla, look, I appreciate you. Shout out to you. Look, what was I going to say in this regard? New York Mets fan, really, really appreciate you as well. Appreciate your energy, your optimism, everything you do. You are a real one on this channel. Take care, New York Mets fan. Kurt says the Yanks, my Yanks, need bullpen arms. Who do you think they should get, Kurt? Ernie's here. Hey, bro, what's up? Mets have no right. I'm telling you. They just lost the series to the Marlins. So this guarantees the Mets have a losing record for this 7-game homestand, road trip, excuse me. And look, on the road trip, they're 2-4 right now. My favorite NFL team is the New York Jets. So look, the Mets on this road trip, they're 2-4. Not good, you know? But what can we say? It's baseball. Things are going to happen. The only thing we can hope is that next week when they play the Marlins, I know they still got a game tomorrow, but they can dominate them in their home field. What can I say here really fast? Look, I'm going to react to this game, and then we're going to be getting off the live stream. We're going to be taking a short break. I mean, the Knicks game is not till tonight, so, you know, we'll be coming back for that for sure. But I want to react to this game and, you know, just share my opinion about it. What's going on with the offense? 3 hits are not going to cut it. Ernie, you know the amazing thing? The amazing thing? They got 3 hits, 1 run. 2 of those hits and the 1 run just happened in the top of the ninth inning, Ernie. It's unbelievable. All right, folks, look, I am going to go into this game. Look, the New York Mets offense has got to wake up. I understand it's baseball, but every time I see the Mets play the Marlins, for some reason, this Marlins team, they always beat the Mets. And the Mets, right now, ever since Thursday, they have scored a grand total of 4 runs in 3 games. 4 runs in 3 games. If you're doing averages, that's what? Is that 1.3 runs? No, let me see. Yeah, about 1.3 runs a game. You're not going to win many games like that. There's one good note, and I'm going to give some good news early. Freddie Peralta saved the bullpen. Freddie Peralta was not good in this game. I don't care that he went 7 innings. He gave up 4 runs. He gave up 4 runs. And Freddie Peralta, for me, he has to be better than that. Now, if Freddie Peralta would have given up 2 runs, he still would have lost the game. So the bigger problem is the offense. But Freddie Peralta, very, very quickly, he made the Mets get down. Look, 3 games, 4 runs is unacceptable. And the pitching, 4 runs today. Yesterday, they gave up 2 runs. That's not bad. The game against the Nationals, they gave up 1 run. It's not bad. But the Mets in 3 games, in these last 3 games, they scored 4 runs. And in these last 3 games, they've given up, how much is it? 7 runs. So in 3 games, they've scored 4 runs. They've given up 7 runs. And their record is 1-2. It sucks because all of us wanted them to have a winning road trip. And unfortunately, they can't do that now because now the Mets are 2-4 on this road trip. And they need to win tomorrow to at least avoid a sweep. Now, let's go to the stats right now because the lineup was really, really bad today. Really, really bad in this game. Let's go to the stats real fast, folks. Mets had 3 hits in this game, 1 run as you see on the scoreboard on the top. They had 1 run, 3 hits, and Freddie Peralta's record moves to 3-4. He's an under 500 pitcher. And look, Carson Benz, 0-4 with 3 Ks. His last K got me very upset because he challenged the pitch that was clearly a ball. He challenged the pitch that was clearly strike 3, and he challenged it. That was frustrating. He had a horrible day. Bo Bichette, he was horrible today, and he was 0-4. Juan Soto, he was 0-3. He drew a walk. That's about it. Brett Beatty, 0-2. He drew a walk. Tyrone Taylor came into the game as a pinch hitter and got a double. Mark Vientos had 2 of our 3 hits. He was 2-3. AJ Ewing, he looked really bad today. 0-4, with 3 strikeouts. Simeon, 0-3. Melendez, 0-3. Torrens, 0-2, with a walk. And, their offense has been absolutely horrible. And you know what's amazing? The Mets had 1 runner get to scoring position the whole game. And that was in the 9th inning. The Mets were 1 for 1 with runners in scoring position. That is a shame. An absolute shame from this team. And look, again, I'm a Mets fan. In the good and in the bad, I'm rolling with this team. But the Mets record moves. They are now, when they came into this road trip, they were 6 games under 500. Now they are 8 games under 500, 22-30. A lot of people, a lot of fans say give up. A lot of baseball people say Mets suck, Mets this, Mets that. And people can say whatever they want. Even though they lost this game and they looked horrible, and this is one of those games that personally, if I wasn't live streaming, I wouldn't have even watched it. Jay Nunez, the sun will come up tomorrow. I wouldn't have watched it, but I am gonna continue to insist this team is gonna make the playoffs. Anybody could say whatever they want, call whatever they call. I'm gonna believe. Now, changes are going to have to happen. When I say that, we're going to need Lindor back. Lindor is necessary for this team. He's necessary for this team. Polanco or Robert, look, Robert Jr., I don't know. But Polanco, we're going to need somebody like a Polanco. I'm not saying Polanco is this extreme hitter, but Polanco is better than MJ Melendez. Polanco is better than Brett Beatty. He is. He's better than even Vientos. We're going to need somebody like that to come back and at least DH for us. At least. Because I don't think he's going to be playing first base. Robert Jr., I don't know what's going to happen with Robert Jr. Kodai Senga pitched a game yesterday in single A. Was it 3 1/3 inning? I'm not too sure. Let me give you quick stats on that. And, let me see if I could just quickly update you on that. Kodai Senga yesterday, okay, his fastball touched 97 miles per hour, which for me, it means nothing. He threw 64 pitches over 3 1/3 innings. And how many runs did he give up? He gave up, let me see here. He gave up 2 runs. I mean, it's single A, folks. Now, you don't want to disrespect any competition, but it's still single A. I cannot expect him to come up to the MLB and be dominant. I just can't. He's going to have to prove that. So, look, Mets last week, they were really high. They took 5 out of 6 games on the homestand. They swept the Tigers. They beat 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. We were feeling good. They beat the Nationals in the first game. And then ever since that second game versus the Nationals, the Mets were winning 5-0. Ever since that second game versus the Nationals. Winning 5-0. I'm going to go to that game real fast because ever since that game, the Mets have looked very, very bad. I mean, very, very bad. And that game happened to be on Tuesday, May 19th. So ever since Tuesday, May 19th, the Mets were playing the Nationals that game. The Mets were leading this game 5-0. 5-0. After their first 2 turns, 5-0. In the second inning, Nationals scored 4 runs with a bases loaded inside the park grand slam. Unbelievable. And then the next inning, they scored 3 more runs. So Nolan McLean gave up 6 earned runs. Just like that when the Mets had a 5-9 lead. So ever since Tuesday that just passed, the Mets have looked very, very bad. They've won 1 game. Wow. They've won 1 game, but they have looked very, very bad. Look, that's my reaction. The Mets, look, it's annoying, it's frustrating, but I still am going to believe that this team is going to wake up and that things are going to turn around for them. Do I have evidence? I don't. Do I have proof? I don't. Are Met fans furious with David Stearns? Yes. But I am going to continue to believe in this team. And even at that, the Mets at one point got to just under 5 games under 500. But since Tuesday, the Mets have lost now 4 out of the last 5 games. 4 of the last 5 games. So they're going to have to fix it up. Look, folks, I appreciate every single one of you, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, wherever you're watching. Shout out to all of you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, spread this channel with other Met fans, with other baseball fans. Again, this is our New York Mets therapy session because us Met fans, we got to stay together with the headaches that they give us. We got to stay together. And look, let's help this channel grow. As we keep growing, amazing things are going to continue to happen. We'll be back tonight for the New York Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Jay Nunez, I'll see you. Team batting average must be garbage. I'm telling you. Any of these guys coming off the injury list, Ernie, look, no time soon. But we're going to see maybe beginning of June. I don't know. I think Lindor is second week to middle of June. That's what I think. I hope. I could be wrong. It could be July. But let's see. iDope, Saucy, Jarrett, Sinstep. Appreciate all of you. I'll be back. If you're on YouTube, I'm not sure who's fully on YouTube. But look, in the good and the bad, I'm rolling with this Mets team. Let's go Mets. I will see all of you very, very soon for the Knicks and Cavaliers game. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.